Welcome to the Road to Redemption podcast with your host, Cam Williamson. Each week, Cam sets out to shatter the labels and stigmas associated with mental health awareness by giving life lessons and raw overviews of events happening around the world.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I am, as always, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. Fantastic to be back with you. We are closing in on the release of my debut book, The Road to Redemption, A Journey of Chasing Love and Doing Life the Hard Way. We've talked about a lot of things in the lead up to the release of said book. Today, we are going to talk about what to do with a broken heart. I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to. This is going to be a conversation that's not easy to have. It's going to be a conversation that's not easy for people to hear because it's going to be very honest. It's going to be very raw. Might be some rambling, you know me, might go off on a tangent or two, but I'm going to try not to. I'm going to keep it as short, simple, and direct to the point as I can. I'm going to try not to get too dramatic, I guess. While romance and matters of the heart can be quite dramatic, I'll try to leave most drama-filled antics for the book. Yeah? Okay. So if you're like me, at some point in your life, you had what you believed to be a full heart. Someone came into your life and they filled a void in you that you probably didn't realize you had. It's a full completion of self, if we can be very honest. And then something happens, or multiple things happen, which can be even harder if you're the on again, off again type. Sometimes it's one split, done, never see again, right? Every situation varies, but either way, at the end, you were left with a broken heart. What is that? That's different to everybody. A broken heart to one person can be the rom-com, very typical vegging out on the couch for a month, eating ice cream, sleeping all the time, crying, watching. Yeah, you could do that. Some people drink and they use substances and they mask and they do that. That's a thing. Some people turn it on into beast mode immediately, next day. That's my old life. I'm going to focus on the new me. I'm going to the gym. I'm eating healthy. I'm going to start reading again. These type of things. So everybody handles a broken heart differently. I want to acknowledge that straight out the gate. I think we all, no matter how you handle it, go through ebbs and flows with it, right? And this is where challenges in life can really come in. When years pass, you found new people. You're not even that same person anymore. You look back at that version of yourself and you go, I can't relate to that really at all, other than that was me. And that's, I'm still to the essence of my core, that person. But like so much has happened. So much time has gone by, and every single day has so many seconds filled with moments and choices, right? But inevitably, you'll find yourself, your mind will wander back and go, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what happened. I wonder if things could have changed. Understand, that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. That doesn't mean that you have a divine connection to this person. That's just the normal part of the human brain doing what the human brain is going to do, which is you don't even know, dude. Like, you have no idea if the moment this situation or person comes into your mind, you don't know unless you're willing to do the actual research into yourself to go, what was I doing 7 years ago at this moment on this day 7 years ago? I'm interested on like a scientific level to see if maybe that's not where thoughts and shit come from, where your body is literally going, hey, this time 7 years ago, this is where we were at. This time 10 years ago, this is where we were at. And you're constantly just reliving in these moments if you're not actively experiencing anything new in your life. If you've gotten yourself into a place where you're just so stagnant, or your life is just so structured and rigid and it's Groundhog's Day every single day, your mind is naturally going to go back to a time when it felt its most free, its most ultimate. It's able to express itself, however that is. I think a lot of times we blame it on what we call first love. And a lot of that is crazy to me because I think we have multiple loves in this life. I think, you love your mother different than you love your father. You love your parents different than you love your siblings, and you love your cousins different than you love your, immediate family. And then you have romantic relationships. You have the first person you've ever met. You have the first person you've ever kissed. You have the mother or father of your first child. You have the mother or father of your third child, if that's different. All these things build and break your heart moment by moment by moment by moment. We convince ourselves in the final moments of a relationship, we go, you know what? I'm better off. And we start going down the list of all the cons of the person, the situation, the things we've been dealing with. Good riddance. See ya. It was a fantasy. I built this up in my head. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I've lost my mind. See ya, bye. 6 months down the line, you're sitting there going, what did I do? Why did I do that? Yeah, there were some things. There were some issues that needed to be addressed. Some probably really big ones. But 6 months' time, when you've sat in silence and taken time and stayed calm, you realize, oh man, I had other options. I didn't have to cut tail and run. But we do. And then we let time go by. And people survive. And they survive as human beings. They need the accompaniment of other humans. And they need hobbies. And they need distractions. And we need fulfillment. And we need all these different things. So when you find yourself at a place where now, we're 6 months down the line from the initial heartbreak, you've gone through whatever it is, routine that you use to get yourself back to normal, at least as much normal as you can. Now we have to talk about the reality. What about that part of your heart that's just, it's not sore. Sore is not a good word to use, but it's a throbbing emptiness that sits there. When you made these plans, made these promises, set this life in motion, watched it fall away, tried to grasp it as hard as you could, fought. I know some of you that listen to this shows are serious fighters. You go above and beyond for the people you love. And you hold on, and you hold on, and you scratch, and you claw until your fucking fingers are bleeding to hold on to something that's actively trying to run away from you. I know that about you because I'm that. And you break your own heart day after day after day because you sit in this situation of dishonesty and a life built on just getting by in a moment. And that's why I think if you look at the overall human condition, everybody struggles with love the most. The situations and the happenings of their love life, that is the key to life. People's traumas, people's buildups, breakdowns, achievements, devastations, it's all coming from the name of love. And then you watch people when their hearts are broken, when relationships fall apart, they act in two different ways. We have the Edgar Allan Poes and the those of the worlds that life is suffering and life is pain and my heart aches and I'll talk to the moon to get to the message out to the truest love that's dead or whatever. And then you have the other side of the coin that goes, fuck that person, fuck everything they are, fuck what they stand for, and everything else, because if they ran from you, that means that they weren't willing to fight for you, which means they're showing you exactly who you are to them. And then every day you go like this with those two sides of yourself. And you have to navigate your life in a steady manner. A lot of this is learning to control your emotions. Don't do things to yourself that hurt. Don't put on old songs that hurt. Don't watch old movies that hurt. Don't remind yourself. I'm not telling you to cut out your favorite things in your life, but I'm telling you until you feel like you can watch it or listen to it without a sense of longing or, man, is there something else that could be done? Accept this. This is how you move on from a broken heart. And I'll finish with this. You accept once and for all that you will never deal with that situation ever again. Never in your life. Never, never, never. No matter what they say, do, send, action they take, at some point, this is not me saying to give up on people easily. This is me saying when you've had enough, when you've been played with, lied to, and been forced to build everything that you are on a castle made of sand due to years of like manipulation, lies, people trying to keep you small so that way their truth doesn't really come out. Like all this stuff that people deal with that just we bottle down, and then we go to work and we're like, hey, Carrie, how's it going? Hey, got you a coffee. Good to see you. And we're these people that act like on the inside we don't go home and just want to scream our chests open at the world, at God, at the universe, and go, why the fuck did you do this to me, man? Why? Especially if you're anyone who's ever considered yourself to be a spiritual or religious person and you feel like you have a relationship to the higher power. If you're in the spirituality community and you feel like you're seeing number signs and 1111 44s and these coincidental songs keep popping up and all this stuff, like, I can't explain that to you. I don't know why the universe would do something like that to you. I really don't. I wish I could tell you. And maybe it's just trying to poke you in a wound that needs healing, because if a wound keeps getting poked, it's never going to heal until you address that, hey, the poking is the problem. Hey, this thing keeps getting poked, and every time it gets poked, I'm like, ow, that fucking hurts. And then I pay attention to it, and I mess with it, and I rub it, and I'm like, I forgot that was there. Shit, ow, that hurts. And then you don't even pay attention. You're patting it, and you're touching it. And then it's just there all the time, and it grows, and it spreads. And you're like, fuck, man, I didn't mean for this to happen. I had one thought driving down the road, and now, and then you go, but the universe, you have to make a deal with the universe at some point, a deal of surrender. And you have to go, look, man, I don't know. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what my kids are going to be. I don't know what my life looks like in 15 years. I don't know if I'll be here in 5. I have no idea. But I can keep looking for signs and synchronicities, and I can keep bending down on my knees and praying for things and watching how the world plays out. Or I can simply just stop asking in general. Sure, some of it comes out of a pure, I don't care anymore. I just don't care. And I think when you've had your heart broken, some of that lives in you. And you have to acknowledge these two different parts of yourself. You have a dark side and you have a light side. That dark side is the side of you that goes, I don't fucking care anymore. And you have to honor that part. Because so many of us, especially if you're a kind-hearted person, you repress that side of yourself that goes, you know what, man? Fuck you. Hey, man, fuck you. I know this video is getting demonetized anyway, so we might as well let her go now. Hey, man, fuck you, right? You get to what? Shut the fuck up now. I'm done listening to anything you have to say ever again. Any of your bullshit, you can keep it down the highway. Do you know how hard that is to do to someone that you genuinely would do anything for? Guess what? That's the final stage of you being able to love them. You hear it in everything. If you truly love someone, you let them go to be whoever it is that they're going to be. Good, bad, or indifferent to you. Do you know how difficult that is? Do you know how difficult it is? Because guess what? It's easy to say, if you love something, you let it go, it comes back, it's yours. No. Nothing is yours. No one is yours. Nothing is yours. Love is not yours. It's something that happens to you. It's an experience. It's something that becomes a part of who you are, and then it can leave if you don't handle it with proper care and guidance and maturity, right? when you get to a place in life where you feel like love has become a part of this darker scale, where you have to start doing things like looking to candles and herbs and spices and these different things that feel darker, instead of, and that's how you're connecting to this situation. And then there's the lighter side of nice songs, happy plans, doing things that are making life better. And you go, where do we always fall? Me in this terrible situation that makes me feel so terrible all the time. Where do we always fall? Oh, we always fall on the dark side. Why? Because I've been trying to bring you to the ultimate point of love. And if you're a kind-hearted person and you're the one that was brokenhearted, I'm guessing that you're the one that tried to pull someone into the better version of themselves. Hey, man, even if that shit doesn't involve me, what you're doing now doesn't work. So, because I love you, I'll let you go figure this out. But because I know you, and because you know that I know you, we both know how this is going to go. So you get to go ahead and do that now. I get to figure out what happens now to life. Now that you grieve someone, if they're still alive, who is still alive, because that's what this process is, you have to convince yourself every single day that there's a human being on this earth that you don't give a fuck about. You have to retrain every cell of your body, every organ, every ounce of blood that flows through you. This person, dead to me. On this planet, they don't exist. That's how you shut it down. That's how you finally let your DNA, your heart, your soul be healed. You shut a door and you lock it forever. You'll know when that time comes. And I'm telling you guys, like, the chapters of this book are filled with moments that I think most of you will listen to or read, and you'll go, Cam, you should have done that 10 years ago. And you're right. But that's why I have this show, because I didn't. And I don't feel like I'm the only one. Guys, some people get conned and fooled their whole lives in matters of love. Ruin their lives. Get people hurt and killed. Ruin their fucking lives. And there are people who are just fine with that. So, that's why we talk about these things. Matters of the heart, and I think I'm going to change the name of the podcast. Once this book releases, this is the Road to Redemption going forward. So I think the name of the podcast will probably change to Matters of the Heart. I have to do some digging and make sure that's not already taken. But be on the watch out for that. And we will, it will be a weekly show about Matters of the Heart. And it's what I'm passionate about. It's who I am. And we're going to take a massive turn from I have nothing to redeem. And here's another thing about breaking your own heart or healing your own broken heart. And I have to be quick because I'm going to lose the camera. Look, man, you don't know anybody's shit. Let me tell you that. You don't know anybody's shit. If you've done everything you can do to love a person, no matter what their age, whether they're a child or an adult, if you've done everything that you can in your power, and don't half-ass do the inventory, make sure you've done everything you can. But if you've done everything you can for your kids, for your spouse, for whoever, and you can stand in that, and they chose to go somewhere else, or someone took them somewhere else, life took them away from you, at some point you have every right to stand in here and go, I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you shit today. I don't owe you shit in 10 years. I don't owe you shit. I've done everything I can to love you. Kids, adults, everybody involved. Taking back your power means learning what that is, dark and light. You have to learn to harness the dark side. A lot of that comes in the way of going, listen to me, I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you shit. Any previous contracts, promises, anything we made, that's done. Anything that you feel that I owe you, you can deal with that with your own therapist, your whiskey bottle, whoever. You do what you got to do. And you wipe your hands of the situation. And when you wipe your hands of it, you make sure, just like in anything else you might have to wipe your hands of, there's no loose ends. I got nothing left of this. And walk away. Don't walk away with a fear that in 5 years you'll be walking through a coffee shop and this person will see you. Stand there and look at them. And then guess what? Don't hesitate. Don't linger. See them. Acknowledge them as a face in a crowd. Take your coffee and take that ass on somewhere. On to the life you've built without them. And then when you get in the car, don't think about it. Don't ruminate on it. Don't wonder, oh, what if I had said, you didn't, and you're not gonna. Why? That's over now. Your heart is healing again. And I have a feeling that the universe will put you in that situation. It will put that situation, that person right in front of you again, all throughout your life to check in on you. Where are you at in loving yourself? Are you loving yourself enough? Are you doing the things for you that let you know when someone's mistreating you? Because if you're treating you right, you know when other people are mistreating you. Do that. Take care of that heart of yours, man. It's the only one you got. And science just showed recently, you can die of a broken heart. You have all these different like capillary veins that come off the heart. And as heartbreak happens, despair, all those feelings happen, those little things actually break and make the heart weaker. You can die of a broken heart. You have to be strong. You can get through this. You will, and I'm here to help you. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode.